Hi. So I've seen a lot of these waking up at 5 a.m. videos, or at least seen the thumbnails of them, and people usually look like crap in the thumbnail, like they're all tired, or it's framed as some type of challenge, like waking up at 5 a.m. for 7 days or something like that. And while I agree that it does suck and it is crappy to wake up at 5 a.m., I think after a while, if you can add it to your schedule, it's really not that bad. Like some of that challenge part goes away and it's kind of nice. So I wanted to take you through what my 5 a.m. is like. Hello, good morning. Although my voice might be groggy, my spirit isn't. It's 5:05. I'm filming this on a Sunday to try to do this easier. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to do this on a weekday, but after I wake up, the first thing I do is I make my bed, so. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? The next thing I do after making my bed is I meditate. I use an app called Happier Meditation. I do a meditation called Basic Breath Meditation for 10 minutes. Hopefully it will help me clear my head and kind of just set, my intention for the rest of the day or whatever. So after meditation, I like to read. One of the reasons why I like to wake up this early to begin with is just because it's quiet. Listen to this. Silent, dude. I love that so much. I think it's the perfect time to read. So I'm reading 2 books right now. The first book I'm reading is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It's a thick one, thick boy. It's kind of a slow burn, honestly. Not even kind of a slow burn. It is a slow burn. It's one of those books where people will say nothing happens and yeah, dude. But so far it's interesting and I think I like it. I don't know. And then the next book that I'm reading is Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. This one is about a therapist and the stories of her clients as well as her own, my stomach just growled. As well as her own therapy sessions. It's funny sometimes. It's also pretty sad at some points. I'm going to read this book this morning because this one, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it with this one right now at this hour in the morning. So. So I like to read until about 5:45 to 6-ish. It's about 5:54 right now. That's not going to focus. There it is. And the next thing I do is I like to go on a walk. So I have to change. Close your eyes. Wow, look at that transition. I'm sure all of the TikTok people are going to be so impressed. Anyway, so we recently got this walking pad and I've been using it to get some more steps in and exercise because I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle. I start off walking backwards because I have a knee problem and this helps to strengthen some of the surrounding muscles so I don't get injured again. Shout out to Knees Over Toes guy. If you know, you know. And then after a few minutes, I turn around and I walk like normal. Something I learned from the book Atomic Habits is that if you want to stick to a habit, you have to make it satisfying. So I use this time to watch YouTube. Right now, I like to watch videos about one of my favorite video game franchises, Fallout. It takes place in the aftermath of a nuclear apocalypse, and there's all kinds of interesting stories to hear about the wasteland. I usually try to find a video that's at least 30 minutes long, and then I walk until either the video is finished or until 30 minutes is up. I don't think I'll actually walk the entire length of this video since it's about 45 minutes long, and I don't got time for that. So it's 6:47 right now. I just got done with my walk. I take a pretty leisurely pace, so it's not like I'm sweating or anything. So after my walks, I like to have a cup of tea. So today I'm having flower chamomile. And the cool thing about this brand is that it's also written in Arabic. So that's cool. Cheers. Jesus Christ, that's hot. Okay. So I think waking up at 5 a.m. only works if you can reasonably fit it into your schedule. If you normally wake up at 9 a.m., asking you to wake up 4 hours before you usually do is crazy. Like, don't do this. It sucks. I'm going to tell you straight up, like, adjusting to this time, it's not nice at all. I think once you get used to it, it's nice, but it is tough, bro. I think I started off waking up at like 6:30, and then I would slowly kind of reduce the times. There were times where I was like, what am I going to gain from this? You know, why am I doing this? I think when you watch these 5 in the morning videos, it's sometimes like very productivity based. And I know that I do things at this time, but like, I don't really want it to be like, look how many things I can get done today. It's just kind of like, I know myself, and as I've gotten older, I kind of just know better that if I hold all these things for later in the day, I'm probably not going to do them because I know that I'm lazy, you know? And I think that doing them earlier is a little bit more easier for me so that later on in the day, I can kind of just like do whatever, you know? There's something nice about knocking out a few easy tasks early in the morning than it is kind of keeping them for later and then kind of being like, oh, it's already late, I'm tired, I don't want to do anything. I also just like the quiet of it all. I know I mentioned that earlier, but it's just nice to pretend that you're the only one awake in the world, you know? I think, especially if you live with other people or if you live in like a big city, at certain times, like you'll start hearing people moving around, you'll start hearing cars driving around. I think what I like most about waking up at 5 is just the vibe of it. As an introverted person, having time to myself and time where I can like be alone is so precious to me. And having these like 2.5 hours-ish where I'm just kind of by myself is something that I really enjoy and just really appreciate being able to give to myself. So yeah, that's basically my morning routine, my 5 a.m. routine. What do you guys think? Is it chill? Is it not chill? Let me know. Do you have a 5 a.m. routine, or is 5 a.m. even appealing to you? Anyways, I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.